We start in the final moments of the last battle. Hesk boldly challenges Themis and her clockwork dragon, buying time for Leo to escape the cave. In one swift movement, the dragon lunges at Hesk, ripping through his armor and into the flesh underneath. Hesk falls. Darkness. A black void where nothing can be seen. Suddenly, off in the distance, we see this pinprick of green light. Our perspective rushes towards it with all haste, but the energy they exert doesn't match the distance traveled. After what feels like hours, we finally arrive at a campfire burning with this green light. 2 empty stumps stand beside it. The perspective shifts again to show that Hesk is standing alone by the fire. What do you do?
I think Hesk, without hesitation, he looks around, doesn't see Leo, doesn't see his companions, and Hesk is deeply religious, and I think he just knows what this is. He sort of nods, and he goes and sits down at one of the stumps.
You take a seat at the stump, the fire just sort of crackling and dancing about. You can see that the tone and the hue of that green firelight shifting, but always maintaining a green color, just kind of crackling. And as you sit there for 5, 10, 20 minutes, there's nothing there but the sound of the fire to keep you company.
Hesk is stoking the fire gently with whatever he has. Maybe he has some of his items from his life. He sort of gazes around at the inky darkness around him and this green flame before him. And hours has gone by, and he continues to be patient. He knows that the change will come, that this is not it for him. He knows something must happen.
And as you're sitting there, you are kind of staring at the fire, poking at it every once in a while, prodding it. It is burning with this strong, powerful green light. It doesn't emanate heat, but the brightness that it is shedding is just massive. And it's calming to you, almost.
I think Hesk might kneel forward then and reach a hand out to the fire and sort of see if it harms him or if anything happens.
You reach into the fire, and it feels like a soft cloth kind of fake fire. This is still a gas that you're kind of touching, just not emanating that heat. And as you do so, you can see that your hand is almost glowing in this green light now before it slowly fades from you as well. You kind of put your hand into, clench it into a fist a little bit.
I think Hess sees this energy fade from him, and he's a bit startled by that. But he looks around again at this void. Change. Is this all you have planned for me?
There's a loud pop from the fire as the flames just seem to get brighter and grow larger.
Hesk stares at the fire unchanged, confused and perplexed, and once again takes his seat by the fire, stoking it and being patient and accepting what is to come.
Blackout. We then cut to the present. Themis is flying overhead above the rest of the party with Hesk's limp body in tow. We zoom in closer, however, and notice that there is something so small that Themis must have missed it, poking out of Hesk's pocket. A small little mouse in a vest.
You son of a bitch. That's awesome.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Jester's Court. My name is Casey Reardon. I am your dungeon master, and joining me today, we have Rachel Kordell.
Artemis, Alwyn, Kroft, and I'm back, everyone! Hooray!
Woo! Awesome.
Do you remember when we did woos for everything? That was a good 2 episodes.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
good. That was a good 2 episode.
Let's jump back into the woos
Let's
today.
bring it back.
Let's bring it back to the
Yeah!
woos. Bringing it back to the woos, we have Andrew Frost.
Woo!
Hey, I played Leo. Everybody's you know that one sub in school you got that like no one gives any respect to. He's that.
Oh!
Woo!
That one felt a little weird.
Woo! Woo!
We have Seth Coveyou.
And I play Barnabus Fletch, the teenage wizard heartthrob.
Woo!
Woo! Delayed woo. Okay. Okay.
Hey, it's not delayed. It's
How
just
about we
got that
don't bring it
silence.
back, all right? We're just going to hurt people's feelings.
Listen, Seth, we're not used to the consistency. We thought that there would be more.
Okay.
We have Jonas Tintenseher.
Snøfrid of Åsbrush, saddled up and set to skedaddle.
And of
Woo!
course,
Oh, I see what you're saying. I thought I usually go a little bit longer. I thought there was more. Damn.
and of course, we have the method acting Sky Swanson.
Woo!
Woo!
Wow, really leaning into it.
Yeah, really limp. Like, I've never seen a body that limp.
It's a bird. It's a plane. It's Hesk.
Yeah, he's kind of just lying on our table right now.
I don't understand how he's levitating like that.
Oh no,
It's
our
really
table.
impressive.
It's flying
I think it's
away.
wires. Can you see the wires?
I
No, I
can't.
can't.
Mm.
Oh, maybe it's
Got it.
magnets? It could be magnets.
Wait, do you guys see those spots too? And is anybody smelling toast?
No, that's just you.
Oh, okay, great.
No, wait, that's the toast I made.
Oh, great.
Oh, sorry, my mouth was full. Yeah, no, I don't see it.
Okay.
What a weird improv
What a
scene that was.
yep.
Hi.
It's A-okay by
Hey,
me.
Sky, can you get up and help us here, please? Oh,
No,
God.
Sky, stay down.
We have to have the brevity here because, of course, we're in quite a dire situation at the moment. Last we left our heroes, they had just escaped the cave of Themis, running away, escaping just barely with their lives at the sacrifice of Hesk, who has been taken off by this massive mechanical dragon. And the party is now still in Magic's forest, outside the cave, probably not too far out from the cave entrance. But they just see the mechanical dragon flying overhead. What do you do?
Cry. I cry.
Gosh, this would be a really good time for a tracker. Just toss it up there. How high in the sky is he actually? Or them, both, all of them. The dragon.
Yeah, so they're
Oh,
probably
there's an S at the end.
okay. They are probably about 100 feet up.
Ah.
They're moving pretty quick though.
Good God. All right. I don't know if I think I'm too shocked to really have a proper reaction. We need to get him, and I point.
That would be desirable, but I'm afraid I'm tapped out. I have nothing left.
Well, what do we do?
Leo's just gonna re-pick up his bow that he had dropped when he was trying to run around before and just, I guess, for lack of a better term, just fire as many arrows as he can in that general direction, just to see if he gets something up there to, like, I don't know, do some kind of damage to Themis.
Yeah, you shoot your arrows up towards this mechanical dragon and Themis riding atop of it. And as you shoot them, you can see a few of the arrows are tinking off the dragon itself, bouncing and falling back down into the woods before they fly out of sight.
Okay. Fine. Why not? Sure.
Barnabas kind of stalks behind the path the dragon is taking and just kind of dragging his feet until he just kind of slumps down. Big backpack hits the ground. There's like the rattle of the inside, and just face in his hands, crying.
Bonnie, I get you upset. This is no time to kind of lollygag over it. Where's Cedric? We got to get through now.
You look around and Cedric's is nowhere to be seen.
Okay, sure.
Sure, why not? Yeah, that's great. That's stupendous. Just send us into a little area with an archfey and just, let us do our own thing. No backup from the other ones. No, just, we can take care of it. The guys who just showed them this forest today, it's fine. Everything's fine.
Leo.
Yes,
Guys.
Artemis.
Okay. We'll get him back. We have to. But Snøfrid's right. I don't think any of us are really in a place where we can do anything quite this minute.
Hesk is a tough one to crack. He'll be fine until we find him.
Yes. I hope. Okay. I think we should go back. We need to tell them, we need to give them an update about what's going on. The guards, I guess, of this place.
Sure, they guard the children, I guess.
Speaking of, you don't have the children. They are still, as far as you know, within the cave.
Yeah,
they're in the tanks.
I'm gonna. So Snøfrid is like an anxious and nervous person, and right now is pretty paralyzed with like shock. But I also think somehow is like the calmest at this situation because she genuinely believes Hesk will hang on and be fine. So I think Snøfrid will, like, as the conversation is kind of like, we need to tell them we do this, we'll just like drift back into the cave and start checking out the shed and the tubes. Normally Snøfrid will also even comfort Barnabus, but in this moment she just kind of like lets the fugue kind of wander her back inside.
Okay.
So you guys are just gonna take this sitting down? You're just gonna let him go? He's there. He's literally in eyesight. We can go after him.
I just don't know if there's anything that we can do right now.
But we got it. We can't just let him go. We can't just. He got up from like death like 4 times in like the last 20 hours. Like, I mean, maybe he'll do it again. I don't know, but we gotta be there when he does, right?
God, I mean,
guys.
Yeah, we'll be there for him. We will be there for him. We will go after him. Oh, God.
Well, I don't see us moving.
Look, maybe this is a change that he's going to have to figure out for himself for right now. And this is a change we're just going to have to adapt to for right now. But we can change it back later. Because that's what it's about. Okay?
I just don't get it. He's our friend. We gotta
He's our friend.
do
He is
something
still our
now.
friend. He's our friend. And that's why we're going to go after him. But we can't do it right now. We're not strong enough right now. And then Artemis is kind of just gonna like, her shoulders relax. And she looks at Snøfrid, who is going into the cave. Yes, is what you're doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just hooves clop out of sight behind the caldera wall.
I'm gonna follow. Because
Okay.
that is what is present and pressing for right now.
Leo, Barnabas?
Barnabas is gonna just stay where he is.
I think Leo's just gonna kind of stand there as well. He has a lot going on in his little brain space, and there's not enough room up there for more than one emotional trauma.
Yeah. All right. Snøfrid and Artemis, you head back into the cave in the side of this volcano. And there's just this eerie silence that is only really broken by the hissing steam rising from the pits in the eastern part of the room. The broken remains of the suits of armor that you fought lie scattered at the entrance, along with the body of the quickling that Snøfrid killed, lying next to a ripped traveler's bag that you recognize as Hesk's.
Oh, God. I'm gonna go pick up the bag.
Okay.
Or what's remaining of it, I guess.
You pick up the bag and a couple of things kind of fall out of it, clinking to the ground. There's a small little vial that looks like it's full of ash. You find a holy symbol of a gecko eye on a gray field. And then there's a few small scrolls and texts. They seem to be religious.
That's fair. That's appropriate. Hopefully he won't need these. Ugh, God. And I'm going to put them away.
Okay. The other places of note in here are the massive shack that the dragon came out of. There's the tanks and the hut that Themis walked out of, all the way back in the far western part of the room.
Yeah, I've gone to check out the probably the tanks first, because I saw/heard, during the battle, but like Leo was over there and was yelling something about the children in the tanks.
I think as Artemis is going to check on Hesk's belongings that she found lying on the ground, Snøfrid, you notice that the tanks are smashed to pieces. Shards of glass lie in the stone floor of this chamber, and each of the children are lying unconscious amidst the rubble.
They're here.
What?
They're here. Artemis, Leo, Barnabus, they're still here.
What?
Come, quickly.
I'm gonna get up and go over.
I'm going to start trying to carefully pull them out of the wreckage one by one.
You pull them out one by one. They're pretty light, easy to carry over, especially for you, Snøfrid. And you notice the gnome twins, Nesseltess and Cecil, pretty easily. You also see the halfling boy, Cord, who you were told about as well by Melody. That's her son. And then you also see 3 other gnomish children. They're all girls.
I take my last of Christina's cookies, and you can tell me if you don't want this to work. I would just want to break it up and give it some to each of them to give them like a hit point each, rather than heal the full like 2d8 plus stuff.
I'll allow that to work.
Yeah, so basically good berries.
You break the cookie apart and you feed each one of these children a little piece of it, and you can see that the lacerations from the broken glass start healing up, and their eyes open up, but they don't seem to focus on anything. They just kind of stare off into the distance with these glazy eyes.
Ah.
So they're still alive. That's good.
They are alive, but they are hollow.
Oh, no. I imagine I am over there and seeing this.
Yep.
Did Leo and Barnabas, did you
Yeah,
guys come when
okay.
I called?
I'm going to say that Leo heard it, but he's looking over at Barnabas right now to really test whether or not he should go in right now or wait for him to join.
I might have made my way to the doorway of the volcano, but I'm moving really slowly.
Mm-hmm.
It took a lot of energy to use my staff as leverage to get up off of the ground, and I seem to be kind of staring at the ground and putting a lot of weight on my staff.
Okay, I guess we'll see what that's about. You coming with Barney?
I just nod.
I'll start casting Detect Magic as a ritual out of my code sphere, which will take 10 minutes.
Yeah. So as you cast Detect Magic, you sense that there is a little bit of magic coming from the liquid that was suspended in these tanks with the kids. I don't really have a school of magic for it, but I will say that you recognize it as the same slight magic that comes from soulstones. You also get a ping of magic coming from the corpse of that Quickling. The school of magic for that one, I believe, would be transmutation.
Okay, so like that's not just like it's a fae. There was a spell on the Quickling.
There is something magical other than what the creature is that is there, yes.
Right, yeah, okay.
You also sense some magic coming from the hut, but there is about a couple of different auras that you're getting from over there.
Sure.
I want to do some either like I guess a medicine or nature check or something on the kids to kind of get further information about what's going on with them.
Yeah,
I'll let you roll
assume
either.
from
Okay.
You didn't mention them, so I assume the answer is no, but I was also thinking of if there was an enchantment or something on the children themselves,
Doesn't appear to be.
or if we can rule that out. Yeah, okay.
Okay. 17? Yes.
Is that
That's
nature
17.
or
17.
medicine?
Let's do nature because that's more my style, I guess.
Okay. They seem fine other than their responsiveness. Like if you move your hand about,
Okay.
they will kind of listlessly move their heads to follow it. If you try and lead them somewhere, they will follow you, but they don't seem to have their own direction at this point. That is the key factor.
Okay. Can I do a second roll for medicine? Will that give me more information, or?
It's probably going to give you about the same information, that there's nothing medically wrong with them.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's concerning. Snøfrid, are you getting anything with that?
The children are not under an enchantment, but the water is similar to soulstone, spirit stone pools that we have seen. So perhaps there is a connection there, but it is not my realm of understanding.
It's just this responsiveness is so empty. It's very scary.
Yow. I'm not certain what has gone wrong with them, but they are alive, and I do count that as a victory for us. The Quickling has something magical on it as well, and there are things in Themis's hut that I would like to examine, but I would like all of us to be together and taking things at the same pace before we go looking,
I agree.
especially in case of traps.
I think it's around this point that Leo starts walking back in, kind of holding back a little bit to see if Barnabus picks up pace, but not really waiting for him per se. And he just goes directly back into that lab, and I'm just going to roll even more investigation just to see if I can get any more concrete schematics or something.
So as you walk over to the shack, you can see that there are burning pieces of parchment that are kind of just drifting about, flowing out of the cavern. As you grab one from the air, it seems like this may have been a plan at one point to construct the creature that Themis built. But it would take months upon months to try and reconstruct these papers now that they've been burned. It seems like Themis took precautions, knowing that she was leaving and knowing that you might come back. You can still feel free to roll that investigation, though.
Yeah, it's not great. It's only a 9. And that's with a +7.
Oof.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All you find is the burned scraps.
Awesome. Great.
And Leo's just going to just dramatically smash everything in the room.
Mm-hmm.
You know, his whole full little breakdown area.
With the children secured, I will go over to Barnabus and kind of kneel down in front of him in that way that centaurs do.
Yep.
Kind of like the front legs are going down, but the back legs are staying up. I will put a hand on Barnabas's shoulder. Hello, Wizard Fletch. I know that this is hard for you and for all of us, but if you could brew your courage to the sticking place for a moment, we do have other children that we need to protect and get back to their homes. And we need you for that.
Barnabas, their eyes don't leave the ground. But they nod, and then they shrug your hand off, and they go and make their way towards the children.
I'll check out the Quicklings things then, since that's kind of, I'll circle back around that way.
Yeah. So when you go over to the Quickling, you immediately notice with the detect magic that this magical aura is coming from the gauntlets that it is wearing.
Ooh, okay. So those probably what was letting it carry those big boxes. I'll try and I don't know if Snøfrid's ever looted a dead body like this before. Snøfrid will kind of, is this really what I'm doing? And then just try to shut her eyes and not think about it and jimmy the gauntlets off.
Yeah, you take the gauntlets off, and as you kind of pull them off, they're pretty small because it was fitting on a Quickling.
Yeah.
But you know that these are magical and would be able to fit whoever was next to attune to them.
No, I literally don't have identify, so I'll hold on to these. Jonas knows what they are. Snøfrid doesn't.
They can fit in your little breast pocket.
I think I have identify.
but also I don't want to. I feel like coming up to Barnabus right now and being like, "Hey, check out these cool gloves I found." Maybe be a little out of touch.
Yeah.
I will tuck them away for now and
Okay.
come back, and I'll say, well, everyone, we have a duty to find our friend, but we are all tired and fatigued physically and mentally. I think we should take the children back to the guardians of this forest and leave them in their care while we attempt to solve the eyeless stare problem, and then also the Hesk problem, preferably in the reverse order, actually. And then come back here to check out Themis's hut in case there are any clues of perhaps a secondary hiding place she has, and pursue Hesk that way.
I think we should look at the hut first. Just being that we're here.
Okay, yeah. I only worry that the children will deteriorate. But
I guess let's do a quick overlook. And if there's more, then we come back for that later.
Sure, if there is too much to do. I agree.
Can I, Casey, can I do like because I'm the booked learned wizard, can I do a knowledge arcana or history here? Something.
What are you trying to find out?
I'm trying to find out if the state that they're in is stable.
Yes, I will let you roll Arcana for that. I think makes the most sense.
Okay. Ooh, a grieving mind is sharp. 25.
Nice.
25. Wow. Okay. So with a 25, you can tell that they are stable. They aren't in trouble of passing out and dying at this point, but you can sense that there is a piece of them missing.
But there's like this conversation of between Snøfrid and Artemis about, what should we do first? The children should be the priority. Well, why we're here? Why not we just figure out what's in the hut? Just like very softly, Barnabus will say, "They're fine. They're just broken puzzles."
What?
I know what that feels like.
Well, what does that mean?
They're all there, except for a piece.
I think our wizard is trying to say that they are not in immediate danger. So we, they probably aren't going to wander off either.
No, probably not.
Instantly, they start wandering.
Oh, no.
Oh!
They all just start diving into the lava.
Oh, no.
Oh, God.
They're lemmings.
Not my lemming children!
Look, it's a sad episode. We need some comedy, okay?
Yeah, had to throw it in.
What's funnier than mindless babies hurling themselves into lava?
Oh, no.
Okay, yeah. I'm going to assume that they will just stand there until kind of guided elsewhere. So I will.
I mean, we can keep an eye on them. We can, keep them within arm's reach, I think, and go check out the hut. Does that
Sure.
all together?
So I'll cast up detect magic again and keep concentration on it as we go toward the hut.
Yeah. So you go up to the hut. The door of it is currently closed, and you can sense that the magic is coming from inside the hut.
I try to open the door.
I don't do.
Okay. You
No.
grab onto the latch and twist. I need you to make a dexterity save.
Nice.
Beautiful.
9.
I definitely vocalized as that was happening.
So, Snøfrid, as you reach to grab the door, you
This is so bad.
grab onto the doorknob and feel a prick on your hand. You pull back and see that a tiny needle just swoop right back into the doorknob, and now I need you to make a Constitution saving throw. You're going to take 1 point of damage as well.
Oh, I'm out.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Still make that Constitution saving throw.
I literally still make it. So I got a 15 on the con save.
Okay.
So I literally just go, ow, and look at my hand, and then look back at Artemis and just topple off the side.
Oh, God. Yes, I would like to. I do have. I'm gonna healing word. You real quick.
Okay.
For a whopping. Give me my freaking die. 8. Nice.
Thank you.
Yeah. No, you okay?
There is a tiny swordsman in the doorknob, and he will stick you with his sword.
Yeah, let's not go opening doors right away from around here, without with a little bit of looking at him first.
Yeah.
And with that, I'm gonna look at the door.
Make an investigation check.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Like I don't know what I would roll, but investigation makes sense. Oh, natural 1. +1 is a 2.
No, it's fine. Open the door.
You don't see the tiny swordsman that Snøfrid talked about.
This door is going to kill all of us.
Okay. Yeah. I don't
Not
see
a
tiny
D&D party
swordsmen.
struggling with doors. No.
Definitely don't see a door. Are there windows?
Yes, there are windows.
That's what they never thought of. Windows. All right.
There we go.
I'm like, I could break the window open, but will that set something off too? Who knows? I got a natural 1. I'm gonna just stab the window with my quarterstaff.
Okay, make an attack roll.
I'm gonna stand back a little bit. I will. Wow. Okay. 10.
Okay, you hit the window and it just makes that boom sound, like in cartoons where you hit like a force field or something like that.
Right. I should have thought there would also be something on the window. Any other ideas?
At this point, Leo comes back from the shack, eyes very red and puffy, and knuckles dripping a little bit of blood.
Oh.
And just says, "Move over."
Okay. Watch out for the maybe tiny swordsman on the doorknob.
Yeah, that's not going to be a problem. Back up a lot more than that.
Okay, I move the children.
Yeah, get them as far away as possible, if possible.
Okay.
All right, Snøfrid, that goes for you too. Bonnie, I recommend you as well.
Okay.
And I'm gonna take my last bomb arrow and shoot it at the door.
Oh.
Okay, make an attack roll.
You got it.
Cool guys don't look at explosions.
That's going to be an unnatural 20.
Okay, that hits the door.
Hey.
Go ahead and roll all the damage, including the piercing damage from the arrow.
You got it.
Aw, the door's chipped.
So 7 for the normal arrow damage, and it's what, 2d6 you said?
2d6 for the explosion, yep.
Gotcha. All right, decent explosion. That's 9.
9 total?
9 total.
Okay. You shoot this bomb arrow at the door, and it just explodes inward. And flying out, you just feel something on your face. And as it slides down, it's a little tiny swordsman.
No freaking way.
And he falls to the ground.
Little
I
dead
was-
swordsman.
Avenge me!
No, I don't think I will. All right, let's give it a
Greatest
gander, I
twist of
guess.
2022.
And you're heading into the hut?
Thank you, Leo. That was remarkably effective.
Yeah, I was kind of holding on to that so you could help me make more, but we could just stop by the Cobalt camp, I guess. We should probably do that anyway at some point.
It shouldn't be too hard. Onward.
You step
Yes.
in to the hut, and it's relatively small and very, very cluttered. There is a bed crammed into the corner of the room. It is completely in shambles. One of the legs is broken. The covers are just kind of sprawled about, as well as the pillows. And on the bed are like very kind of disturbing looking plushies. You see a small like doll with a very incredibly realistic toad head plushie. You see one of a deer with like octopus arms reaching around its head instead of antlers. There is a table off to the side on the other end of the room that has a couple of different jars just kind of packed on different shelves and everything like that. You see that there is a cauldron kind of still bubbling in the center of the room, and a small latched box, probably about maybe half a foot in each dimension that is sitting on the nightstand next to the bed.
I, Rachel, am intrigued by these plushies and fascinated by these descriptive images and think they're really cool. So with that, I think Artemis should be equally as disgusted. So she like baby barfs in her mouth a little bit from how repulsive.
Available in our merch store.
See,
The
as you
bottled-
were describing them, I was thinking to myself,
Wait, hold on.
"Man, I
The
kinda want
plush is
these."
available, or the
Oh my god,
barf or
can the
bottle
plushies?
baby?
I would like one.
Awful.
Thank you.
Thanks for that image, Seth. Whole new meaning to gamer girl.
We got to
bathwater.
get Lump Hesk available in our merch store before.
Oh
we
my
do
god,
One day,
yes.
That's the dream.
And then the Themis plushies. I will be first to have a Themis plushie. Anyway,
I
Okay.
have to recast detect magic as a ritual because I went unconscious and lost concentration.
That is true.
Sick.
I can also be doing that because
Go
I'm
for
not.
it.
I'm just with the kids, so yeah. I'm just gonna stay with them and keep, casting as ritual.
So you recast Detect Magic Snøfrid, and you can sense that the magic is coming from a few of the jars that are on the table, on the shelves, and from that small little box on the nightstand.
Barnabus, you seeing those jars?
You hear in your head, I see them.
Whoa. Whoa.
No, wait, I'm telekinetic, not
Telepathic. Telekinetic, not telepathic.
You hear written on your back with a phantom finger.
Shark face? What were you trying to say, Barnabus? I don't.
Yeah, you want me to come identify?
I don't know much about alchemy. I assume that they are reagents of some kind. You are a trained wizard.
So these jars aren't full of liquid.
Uh-huh.
As you kind of step up to them to look at them a little bit more closely, you can see that one is full of these kind of white, almost fuzzy looking balls that are about maybe an inch in diameter. Another one is crammed full of just this overweight toad that's eyes kind of follow you as you move about.
Exciting.
This is such an aesthetic.
And then another one is a just jar with a hand in it that is kind of trying to move. And as you look at it, you can see that it has been kind of scuttling up to the top of the jar and is trying to unscrew it. And then it sees that you see it and it drops back down.
Okay.
Yeah, so I guess I'll enter the house and I'll start with Arcana, an Arcana check.
Sure.
That's a 24.
So with a 24, you know that in general, hags craft magic items that either only they can use or only they know how to use. If these jars are emanating magic in some way, shape, or form, they're most likely either going to be trapped if you try and use it and you don't know how, or you just physically won't be able to. Or it could be a distraction because hags can be a little bit nutty.
Okay. Can I use that same check on the box?
Sure.
On the
So you
nightstand?
go over to this box, and as I said before, it's probably about half a foot, I think I said, in every dimension. It's this red painted box with a few silver inlays about it in these sort of spiral patterns. And with that Arcana check, I'll let that carry over to this as well. The box itself isn't magical. Whatever is inside of it is.
Okay. Can I roll an investigation roll? See if it's some sort of trapped box.
Sure. Go ahead and roll investigation.
Okay, roll the 13 and I add 7, so that's a non-natural 20.
Okay. Doesn't seem to be a trapped box.
Okay. I will use the tip of my staff near the milk white orb to gently lift the lid of the box.
Okay, you lift up the lid of the box and it falls open. Looking inside, you can see that there are a bunch of pieces of broken mirror.
Okay. And at this point, I'll keep the staff over But now I will also look in and see my fragmented face reflecting in all of these pieces of mirror.
Almost. You see different versions of your fragmented face. One of them shows you completely decaying, almost as a zombie, with your flesh slowly starting to fall off the bone. You see another one where the jars just have exploded and you are completely burned on one side of the face. And it seems like these pieces of shattered mirror are depicting different futures.
Man, just what Barnabus needs in that mental state of his.
Wow.
Yeah, it's doing wonders. I'm going to cast Identify.
Okay.
as
You
a
take the
ritual.
time casting Identify,
Yeah.
holding your hands over the glass itself. This is a fractured future mirror.
Ooh.
Okay.
Basically, the way that it works, because Identify gives you that information as well, it looks at different possibilities of future around you. This could show you whether you're on the right path that you want to be taking, or it could lead you down a completely different path because you don't know the actions that are going to lead you to that future. It just is showing you a possibility.
Mhm. Only the consequences.
And each piece shows a different possibility.
Yeah.
There's a
Okay.
total of 5 of them.
Is
Do
it
it.
called? Sorry, Seth. Is it called a fractured future mirror, or is it a fractured future mirror?
It is called a fractured future mirror.
Cool.
Oh, so that's how they sell it. Gotcha.
Comes in the
It's
box
like
like
pre-ripped jeans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pre-written.
okay, so this-
$40 extra, but
This is
aesthetic,
something
you know?
that I would want to mend because it's not broken.
Correct.
Okay.
If you mend it, it only gives you one future.
I guess so. Yeah.
If anything, you want to break it more.
Get your money's worth out of it.
That's what
should-
Leo wants to do.
we should like glue the pieces onto a some kind like a hand mirror though, but like on the back of it, that you can at least. It's not like a bunch of broken glass in a box.
I hear that. I hear that.
Well,
I think
yeah.
I
I
asked for
mean,
one of those.
I have my own picture, but Casey, just because we're having these thoughts, is the box like the perfect size and shape to hold the pieces so that they look like, without the cracks, it would be a fully intact mirror?
Let's say yes. I like that idea.
Okay.
Wow.
So it's really fragmented, and we can tell it's broken, but they're actually laid out flat and not
Yeah.
chaotically spread. Okay, cool. I don't know how this will help us now, but now I have it.
I mean, God, which one were you freaking rotting in? That's Rachel thinking, not Artemis, by the way. I'm like, wait, in what world are you rotting? I'm like, oh God.
Probably in a lot of them.
Oh no.
We have a precarious line of work here.
Look, we
Over.
haven't hit any of our respawn points yet, so just
Yeah.
saying.
No, it's been hard. Not a lot of campfires. Although we're in a volcano, so maybe the volcano.
I just wanna
Does
roll
the
with
volcano count as a campfire?
I guess so. I don't know.
Oh gosh.
Maybe if we put a bunch of sticks in the volcano. I think I'll also kind of wander over to Snøfrid, because when I cast Detect Magic, I would also know that they picked up something off
Yeah,
of
the
the
transmutation aura.
yeah. So without them even having to ask me, I'm just going to identify the gauntlets from the Quickling.
Those are gauntlets of ogre power.
I relay that to Snøfrid.
Oh, that makes sense. That was quite strong for such a small creature. Okay. Well, does anyone have a need to be much stronger? Because I feel like that's Hesk's domain. Is the physical strength. We're all we have other talents.
I think they would be a nice gift to give to Hesk when we see him again.
Yeah. I'm going to try them on though because I have never been particularly strong, and I would like
Okay,
to know
that's
what it feels
fair too. You do that.
like.
Trying before you buy you.
Next time we short rest, I'll
Or
shoot them.
take 'em from
I
a corpse.
have no need to keep them, but it will be funny for a moment. And okay, well, if there's nothing else in here, Leo, do you think could you search the room? Do you have any sense for secret compartments, perhaps?
I'll give it a shot, but I don't know. My mind's kind of all over the place, but yeah, I'll give it a go. Sorry.
I understand, but You know, there could be something in here we could use to find Hesk.
Rolls a natural 20.
So, you know what? After you said you roll a natural 20, because I'd originally used D&D Beyond to roll. Not sponsored. And I rolled a 15, which was pretty good. But then for, shits and giggles, I rolled my dice and I got a natural 20.
Yeah.
So I'll take the 15 because it's fair.
What do you add to it?
Oof. Oh, it's 15 altogether.
Oh, 15 total.
We'd be helping, right? Can that be advantage?
Sure. I'll give the help action.
I'll
That's
take
fine.
the natural 20 then.
We're not just gonna sit around while Leo
I'm
just
not
like,
really-
you do this.
Just
We're
everyone's
gonna,
standing there, arms crossed, just like, oh, that's cool.
we're just gonna sit on our
Well,
thumbs.
I mean, honestly, saying we could find something to find Hesk, I think that is enough of a motivator. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So, Leo, as you're searching about on that desk that had the shells with the jars and everything like that, you find that there is a secret compartment underneath that desk.
Oh. We got something under there.
Is there any kind of way of getting into it? Like a knob on it or some kind of notch?
You know that there is the way to get into it is to basically use one of the knobs of the drawers on this desk, almost like a safe.
Okay.
All right, you know what? It's been a while since I've had to do something like this, but we'll try our best, I guess.
And I'm going to try to crack it.
Okay. Roll me a sleight of hand check.
Gotcha. Shout out to Thieves' Tools. So that's going to be 21.
A 21. You start twisting the knob and eventually hear a click as the locking mechanism on that secret compartment opens.
Is there anything of real note in this little compartment? I'd assume so, considering it's a secret compartment, but it's worth asking.
So you reach your hand into this secret compartment and pull out a rolled up sheet of paper. You unfurl it, revealing a map of all 3 continents. And on the map, there are several different points of interest. There are 3 different colored dots: black dots, blue dots, and green dots. But you can't tell what they're denoting because the legend of this map seems to be encoded in some sort of way.
But there is a legend.
There is a legend, yes.
Okay.
It is just encoded.
Okay, good to know.
The black dots that you can see that there is one just outside of Windsail. There's one to the south of Windsail in the ocean. There's one in the Ashland Wastes, and one in the Murrow Desert. And there is a black dot in Magic's Forest. For the blue dots, you see that there is one in Sezonis. There's one in Mossmore. There's one in Rokuul, one in Caldor, and one in the Ashland Wastes. It's a little bit separated from the other one in the Ashland Wastes. And then for the green dots, there's one in Windsail, one in Teloria, and one in Oasis.
Hey, you guys are doing magic detecting stuff, right?
Yo.
Is there any kind of, magic juice coming off of this thing?
You don't detect any magic from the map.
No.
Okay, well, I got a map. Don't know what it does exactly. There's some kind of code on it for the legend. I mean, maybe if we push the heads together, we can figure it out, but...
Yeah, we get a shot from the perspective of the map and all of our heads circle around it.
Yeah.
Ow, Artemis, your horns. Watch them.
Oh, sorry.
I think, your the obelisk conclusion is an easy one, so I'll point to those and go, we've been there.
Yeah, and there too.
And, is that where the obelisks were?
That seems like the point of interest in those 2 locations. It could be referring to something entirely different that we're not aware of, but that seems to me like the most obvious conclusion. As for the rest, though, there's no telling.
So we have something to figure out here, I guess. Well, more to figure out here, I guess.
What is this legend looking like? I know it's decoded, but is it like a cipher? Is it like
There seems to
symbols?
be some sort of cipher to it, yes.
Is
Okay.
it in a certain language or just
It
coded
looks like
common?
nonsense. It's not in any particular language, although the
Gotcha,
script
gotcha.
on it is probably it's probably common script, just in nonsense numbers and letters.
Gotcha.
Well-
Okay.
Can I roll knowledge history?
Sure, you can roll history.
That is an 19.
19 history. Okay. You are trying to think of different codes and ciphers that you have seen, like researching in the library. Maybe you like puzzles for fun, so you've kind of researched this a little bit. This particular cipher you can't figure out without the key.
Right. Does Themis have an extensive library?
Not particularly. You can see that there are some like books that have been kind of tossed about, very unsavory like, and like on the floor there's like one on the bed, but not extensive now.
Okay. I want to gather all of the books.
Barnabus, she treats these books like they're like a monster,
Well, she kidnapped a bunch of children, so
Yeah,
she is.
They are a monster.
and she kidnapped these books too.
I'm except besides for saying they are a monster, I'm pretty much gonna ignore him.
Yep.
And then I'm gonna fan all of the books I can find around the hut out on a table. And I want to roll investigation.
Anything I can do to help, bud?
My investigation is an 18.
With an 18 investigation, you gather that these books are not the key to the cipher.
When Leo asks if there's anything he can do to help, I shove all the books back onto the floor.
You tried. I mean, it was a good effort. What about you, Snøfrid? Does this look familiar to you at all?
No, but seeing as we have, we can take the map, we can take the mirror and the jars. I think we have perhaps lingered here too long already, and we should bring the children back to the guardians of the forest, and most importantly, we should rest.
I
And
agree.
Perhaps we can tackle this from a new perspective in the morning.
Yeah, well, we
what
can
time is it?
definitely figure this out another time.
Are you grabbing all the jars that were there? The one with the little fuzzy balls, the toad?
I would like to grab all of the magic jars. So those 3, yeah.
Okay. As you grab the jars, the toad in the jar starts singing as you pick it up. And it seems like he's singing nonsense. 1-I-W-T-P-I-T.
That kind of sounds like a cipher.
Oh my god, he's beautiful.
Okay, can you repeat that for me, my amphibian friend?
1-I-W-T-P-I-T. He just keeps singing it in a loop until
He
you
has
put
a
the jar
beautiful
down.
voice.
WT one
My
one
God.
ooped pit. One pit.
I don't think it's a word.
No,
What he's
but
singing.
it's a lead.
One.
It is a
one
lead.
Wit pit.
That does.
Can I
Yeah, you had a point. It did sound like a cipher.
can I look back at the map and roll another investigation check?
Sure.
One wit pit. Can I aid by saying one wit pit over and over again?
Yeah, you can get. Yeah, absolutely.
Advantage.
Advantage? Oof.
New wit pit. One new wit pit.
That one is going to be a 16.
16. You are starting to understand the cipher a little bit. You haven't fully cracked it yet. But what I'll say with a 16 is that you understand the black dots and that they signify places of strong divine or arcane power.
Okay, so not necessarily obelisk. She might not know about that. But that could still be a good lead for finding them because that's where they are being placed.
It's definitely connected to something.
We also know from first there is an obelisk in Magic's forest, so it so far tracks 1-to-1 with what we know.
I don't think that every obelisk is a tower.
I'm sorry, what is the frog singing again?
1-I-W-T-P-I-T.
Ah, thank you. I'm sorry, I mixed up a T and an I.
Tip twi. No.
No, I think it's
Why?
more like one Eot's pit.
Well, I was looking at it backward. But the toad is also singing with a very intentional melody. The notes are the same each time. So I wondered... I don't have much musical expertise except what Hesk showed me about flutes.
That's not all the same notes.
I play.
No, but each time the toad sang it, it was the same pattern of notes.
Ah.
I mean, I play the lute, and I'll rummage through my bag and pull out my my lute. So that was Andrew doesn't know music, so he's gonna ask Seth for help.
Yeah, I don't think anyone here has perfect pitch.
Nope.
So,
Couldn't tell you what note it is.
I think if someone just wanted to
might have
roll investigation based on that, that might be
Yeah,
something.
that's my
But I
thought.
feel like, I don't know, I wouldn't. It's a stretch.
Then I will roll investigation.
I've made a puzzle like that in my game before.
Okay, I mean,
So
it's
that's why I'm on it.
okay.
I'm not saying it's not a stretch. I'm just saying I have
Oh
a
yeah, no, I
reason.
get what you're saying. Like you're
So, should I add my proficiency bonus with my instrument?
Are you proficient in your lute?
Yeah.
Then yeah, you can add your proficiency bonus.
Oh, yeah. And then I guess that would just be like an investigation. I don't know.
What are you trying to do?
Or I'm trying to find out what notes are being sung by this toad.
I mean, you can probably play them, like just experimenting with your lute.
I don't think Casey expects us to need the actual notes, if at all.
No,
I'm
I
just
don't know
curious.
the
Okay.
notes. What do you?
Okay, no, I
I'm-
wasn't sure if there was like part of like, because like if you're doing it on the scale, I mean, you got,
I mean, it is a pattern.
EBGDF and FACE.
Casey,
like,
give me the solfege. Come on.
I'm just curious if the note the
Bass low,
order of the
high,
notes or the
bass,
relationship of the
low,
notes seems to be a
bass.
part of the cipher. Can we roll for that?
Yeah, you can roll just regular investigation for that. That would be a regular investigation roll to know if that was a part of the cipher.
Oh, okay.
Can I get advantage from Leo playing the notes for me?
Sure.
19.
Ooh.
The notes themselves do have something to do with the cipher. It's a part of decoding it. And from that investigation check with a 19, I will say that you know that this is only part of the key.
That is closer to what I thought. Okay, cool. I explain that and I say, I think we have a good chance of solving this relatively quickly. But again, I do think also we should take the children back and rest.
I agree. I think resting will be the best thing for us right now.
I look at the toad in the jar and I say, do you say anything else?
1-I-W-T-P-I-T.
Okay, let's go.
D.
D.
No, PIT. D.
Crits.
Oh yeah, wait, IWT. That's the name of that tapestry I read once. Into Whalestrom the.
One into Whalestrom, though.
All right. I will also. So as we're leaving,
No, we are bringing the
I-
frog, right?
Toad.
I'm bringing all the jars
It's
still.
a-
He,
Yeah.
he is
Good.
consistently singing as long as the jar is not placed down.
That's fine.
Oh, he just keeps singing.
He just keeps singing.
I
He's
love
not
it.
coming with us.
No, he has to come.
He has to come.
Well,
That's so
just put him on
annoying.
the floor. I mean,
We'll put him in my rucksack, so it's muffled.
Okay, you can hang with Atrix.
yeah, give him a talking buddy.
1-I-W-P-T-I-T. Is that right? Did I get it?
Oh, he could sing. I will cast also Still's Ritual because I still have no spell slots. Magnetic disc and create a circular plane of force that can hold up to 500 pounds, which I assume 6 gnomish children barely make up half of that. And we will load them onto the disc so they don't have to walk through the forest.
So there's
Alright.
the deck of many things, and the bag of holding. Barnabus has the child of those two magical items. I have the bag of many annoying things.
New magic item. All right. So you grab all the kids, put them on your floating disc, and start making your way back into the forest. We see the sun is still just standing in the middle of the sky. An unfamiliar sky, as we have stated previously about Magic's Forest.
Yes, hate it.
And it is quickly starting to descend back into night here in Magic's Forest. And we see Themis's volcano slowly becoming silhouetted as the sun descends. And that's where we end the session.
Ooh, I wasn't sure.
Aw.
I wasn't sure. I thought there might be a little bit more.
No,
Nope.
that's it for now, folks.
All right,
It
spooky,
hurts.
spooky.
It all hurts.
Dad.
My gosh, this is intense.
Yeah.
That was a really interesting session for this campaign.
You know, yeah.
Very
it
different
really
from what it
was.
has been in the past, but we
Yeah.
also had
Oh, yeah.
a couple weeks break from Power in the Dark. And
I don't know what you're talking about. We recorded that episode yesterday.
Yeah,
I mean, we
that's right.
record. That's a pretty big break for us. We usually don't have any break.
Oh yeah,
Right, you're right.
we
We usually do it all in one
yeah.
day.
Yeah.
I'll see you guys in an hour.
See you guys in an hour.
We gotta take our a little tea break.
Does anyone have anything they'd like to plug?
Ooh, 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 ooh,
Oh,
ooh.
what
ooh.
is it, Rachel?
Hey, I know it's been like a minute, but you guys should check out my Twitch because that's still happening.
We've been plugging
Plugged
you.
your Twitch on every
Have you?
episode of Spaghetti.
Do you not
Sauce.
listen to us?
Aw, how sweet!
Wow.
Yes, of course, I
Wow.
was listening to you guys. I was being dramatic.
Broke
Aw.
my heart. Broke my heart.
Anyway, yes, thank you, friends, for shouting out my Twitch. But it's me again to shout it out myself. Thank you, guys. But yes, check out my Twitch, twitch.tv/Majora's Rose for all of your crazy content.
Wee.
We.
I thought we were going for woo.
Oh yeah, right.
Woo,
It's a woo
woo!
session.
Sorry. Woo!
I haven't really felt like a woo session.
I know.
Did not
No,
feel like a
not
woo
this
set.
Yeah,
one.
that was an interesting development. We
Not
didn't do
today.
any more after this time.
More of a boohoo slash.
I joined some teams for the Adventure Game Jam on itch.io. If you go to tintenseher.itch.io, by the time this episode is out, you should see the games that I worked on. The only one with a working title right now is Elsewhere Express, which is a beautiful game about talking to strangers on a train, and learning about them and learning about yourself. It's kind of inspired by Spirited Away and Ghibli films and a lot of other content and media in general. And it should be a short play, about 10 minutes. It's free, runs in your browser. Please check it out. Thank you.
If you want to see some more content that I'm in, you can head over to Clickety Clackety RTA on Twitch, where we're running The Wild Beyond the Witchlight. We just leveled up to level 3, so we have our subclasses. Yay, Wild Magic Barbarians!
Yay!
Yeah.
You can also, if you are in the New York area, you can head over to Central Park at the Swedish Cottage Marionette Theater to hear my lovely dulcet tones in their marionette show, Wake Up Daisy. It's running throughout the rest of the year I think just on weekends. Tickets are pretty cheap, and it's a great show. It's a musical modern retelling of Sleeping Beauty.
Oh.
All
All
right.
right.
Woo!
Yeah, woo! If you cried during this podcast, why not leave a review on Apple Podcasts or wherever reviews are accepted for podcasts? Or you can follow us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at RPJusters, or send us an email, rpjusters@gmail.com.
Woo! I'm trying to think of new ways to woo every time.
Woo!
Wait, Sky, do you have anything to plug?
Nope.
I thought you were gonna. Tabletop is gonna be so much more.
Nope.